Hello everybody and welcome back to another race weekend in the Sunday Racing League. Today we're racing at Hungary. Attendance is once again a bit low, even lower than expected. But yeah, let's go through the standings after one race of the season. Face Pantera taking the lead after his win at Bahrain last weekend. So he's leading at 30 points. Joe Royal at 25, right behind him. Michael Tibb at 22. Too Late at 19. Nathaniel at 17. Lindsay at 15. El Trucker at 13. Bingram at 12, Rijad at 9, Arjan 7, Stan at 6, Farico 4, and the rest are at 0. Just do this real quick. And constructor standings. Ferrari is taking the lead. 1 point just in front of Red Bull. So Ferrari is leading at 38 points. Red Bull just behind at 37. AlphaTauri at 30 points. Aston Martin 19. Haas at 19 as well. McLaren at 17. Mercedes at 6. And the rest are at 0. So clear weather for today. Well, for quali. Don't know about the race. Really tough track and an easy track to just lose the back end and end up spinning. So drivers will have to be careful not to touch the curbs at certain corners, especially. So on board, Arjan already gone. Try to see if his car disappeared. So let's go on board with Lenikovsky, who's going to be the first one to try a hot lap. So going wide, last corner, trying to get as much speed as possible on the straight. Really looking good at second corner. Nice and tight lines. And this corner is the one you have to be careful, because you're gonna end up spinning and might end up in the wall and going wide and spinning. And fortunately, it's only a broken wing, so he's going to be able to continue. But yeah, really slippery curves, and you have to be careful. So now on board with his teammate, Tom H. So expecting a lap in the low 16. Well, in the 16 for a banker lap, and maybe I think we'll get in the 15. Well, I hope so. Nice and tight, last corner. And it's a 17 flat. What about... And Joe sets his 16.2, so like I said, in the low 16. Lindsay with a 16.6. Hammers UK, who raced just before in Tier 2, sets a 16.8. So next up will be FaZe Pantera. And FaZe sets a 16.5. Oh, and spinning, losing the back end for Delgizu. And Nojog's not happy with his His time, so he's gonna come in. Stan. Wow, right on the line. And sets his 16.2 for Stan. Nice one. What about Enza? Oh, Enza invalidates. So, what about Hammers? Is a Hammer on a hot? No. So, red light flashing. No push lap. I don't think anyone is on a push lap, to be honest. Oh. So everybody coming in. Get the fuel in. Switch tires for fresh softs. Oh, is Enza on a push lap? I think he might be. Oh, and going wide. No invalidations, though. He's low on fuel, so I don't know if he's gonna complete his lap or is he trying to get in the pit fast. Oh, and he spun at the penultimate corner. So, first race this season for Michael. And so is Enza. And who else? Yeah, that's it. Oh, and Sammy Jensen as well, I think. So purple, sector 1 for Michael. Carrying a lot of speed into that corner. And you need to. Nice exit of the chicane. Now in the tricky parts. Last bits of sector 2. And a bit wide. No invalidation. And purple, sector 2 as well. Can't keep going. And he might get a tow. Oh, okay, no, the Red Bull moved out of the way. Thank you. And back on the throttle. And Michael will go for a 16. Flat. 16.016. So, who's going to be the first to break the barrier and get in the 1:15? Trying to go on board with somebody who's on a hot lap. And no jug his. And no jog goes with the 16.7. What about Lenikovsky? Lost it. And broke his front wing on the first lap. And Lenikovsky sits a 17.5. Validation for Sammy Jensen. Oh, Lanzi goes with a 16.05. So really close to Michael. What about Joe Royal? Joe improving a lot. And Joe goes for a 15.7. Tom H improving. And Tom goes with the 16.8. And what about Del Gizu? And Del Gizu goes with the 16.8 flat. Validation for Enza. He's gonna go for another round. What about Sammy? Sammy is only gonna set a 19.1. So banker lap. Let's go on board with Enza then. Nice and tight. And tricky turn 5. And invalidation once again for Hansa. Really struggling try to get to the absolute limit. So don't think anyone is on a hot lap. Michael is back. And he's gonna be the first to go on a push lap once again. Oh, and Stan got a 15.9. I actually missed it. Let's go on board with Michael, who's gonna try to get back to pole. Well, provisional 1. Using as much curbs as possible. Carrying a lot of speed in. Gonna take a look at turn 5, on board with him. Nicely done. Using all the track. And it's looking good for Michael. And improving and getting purple. And actually went wide, but still no invalidation, so he's actually pretty lucky. Not a lot of improvement though, so he's gonna have to push hard in the last sector. And Michael sets a 15.8, so just behind Joe. What about No Jug? A lot of improvement for No Jug in the second sector. And No Jug will go with the 16 flat. Might have made a mistake. Oh, Lenikovsky with no front wing. Dalgizu going wide. Let's go on board with Sammy then. Going wide, no invalidation. And Sammy goes with a 17.7. Oh. No improvement for FaZe. And Tom is not happy with his lap, so let's jump to Del Gizu. And Del Gizu goes with this 16.6. And Hammers 16.8. Michael invalidates. So 20-second left. Stan with a purple sector 2. And Stan takes provisional pole with the 15.6. Can Joe answer that? And unfortunately, spins at the exit of the chicane and was also improving. Tom is not on a push lap. What about Michael? Michael invalidates once again. Is there somebody on a push lap? I think that's going to be it. And Enza spins. He was looking to improve, but clearly struggling at Hungaroring. So Stan will grab P1, followed by Joe in P2. Michael on the second row in P3. Lanzi will start just behind him in P4. FaZe in P5. Nojog will get into P6. Michael Tibb in P7. Dalgizu in P8. Hammers UK in P9. Tom H P10. Lenny Kovsky P11. Sami Jensen in P12. Anza really struggling at this track in P13. And Rijad and Arjan will start from P14 and P15. So just be careful, guys. No formation lap due to a bug. So everyone will start on cold tires. So this might get a bit chaotic at the at turn 1 and turn 2 as well. So weather's good. So no rain. So first red light. 5 red lights. And lights are off and away we go. And a bit glitchy and a really good start for Michael who jumps Joe. FaZe, poor start for Stan who falls to P4. There's a ghosted car, a ghosted AlphaTauri, don't know who it is. Between FaZe or Michael and Joe takes the lead. Don't know if Michael made a mistake or something, but he's falling down the order. As the AI taking control, and there's an Alpine going a bit wide at exit of turn 4, so... And FaZe with a really good start, jumping to P2. And Stan struggling. And there's carbon fiber going off the track, and Stan has damage, has front wind damage. And now this might be a bit chaotic. And look at everyone. And Michael going wide. Don't know if he got pushed. And there's contact at the back between Lenikovsky and Sami Jensen. Michael going into the pits. So surely has damage. Really chaotic first lap here at Hungary. Michael and Stan are in the pit, so from P1 to P15, horrible start for Stan. And Hammers UK is putting the pressure on Michael. Okay, because that's his AI driving. Let's go back in front. Because I think there's going to be a fight between Lanzi Dalgizu and Tom H. And Joe trying to pull away from FaZe. And now Rijad putting the pressure on Hansa. Saw him struggling a lot in quali, so gonna have to work really hard. Bit wide for Rijad. Have to be careful not to spin at the on the curb. Dom H right behind Dalgizu. And now No Jug trying to join the party. So pretty much everyone is spread apart, and Anza lost it. I said he had to be careful and work hard because he seemed to be struggling, and yeah, really close to the wall. Don't know if he has damage. And now Sammy Jensen spinning. And phases in the magic second gap of Joe. And now Dalgizu putting the pressure on Lenzi. He's gonna get DRS, getting the slipstream, going for the inside, and he's not gonna work because he's carried a bit too much speed into that corner. Maybe Lenzi squeezed him just a tiny bit too much, but I mean, he had way too much speed in entering that corner and touched the side pods of Lenzi and just spun. And now Sammy Jensen really struggling as well. I don't know what he's doing. Now a fight between Arjan and Dalgizu, and Arjan getting the move on. And Dalgizu and Hammers UK are both in the pits already. So Stan went for the aggressive way and opted for soft, so maybe praying for a safety car. And there's Sammy still struggling. And touch this curb and you're gonna end up spinning. I mean, you have to avoid it at all costs. Now No Jog putting the pressure on Lanzi. Lanzi trying to avoid giving the slipstream to No Jog. No Jog is a bit too far behind. So is he gonna go for a good exit? No, he won't. And he has the tire advantage, so he should be a bit closer, I think, to Lenzi, who's on the hards. And now Hammers UK getting the job done on Dalgizu. And now a bit of chaos as there's an Alpine on the side of the track. And Michael getting passed by everyone because he's on AI. And Stan is putting the pressure on Michael. Right on the line. Oh, there's a McLaren spinning. That's Sammy once again. Almost lost the back end. Stan going for the inside on Michael. And I think he's gonna get a good exit. Yes, he is, but Michael might go for the late lunge. No, he won't. He will back off. And Sammy is really, really struggling. And FaZe is just 1.2 seconds behind Joe. I think Anza spun and Sammy is just being a bit stupid, to be honest. Don't know if he's trying to create a safety car. What is he fucking doing? Oh, he got front wing damage. And these tires must be burning. And I just hope that nobody collides with him. Now he has no front wing. And I mean, what are you doing, man? And he got terminal damage. I hope we don't get a safety car due to that stupid ass move. Only yellow so far. Well, could have caused a safety car or a VSC. That might have fucked up the strategy of some people. So I mean, that's just really stupid. Really stupid thing to do. Let's go back to racing. And now Rejad. Right in the gearbox of No Jog. And No Jog must have made a mistake because he's now 8 seconds behind Lanzi. And No Jog's light is flashing. Rejad picks up a 3-second time penalty. That will add up at the end of his race. And I think that was on the line, but if not, that's another warning. And Rejad is all over No Jug. And Rejad falling a bit behind. And there's yellow at the end of Sector 2. Don't know who that is. I think that's Michael. Well, that must be Michael. And Stan putting the pressure on Tom. And I think he's gonna go for a move. Right here, right now, might be a little bit too far behind. Gaining and launching and attacking. Elbows out and bumping Tom outside the track. I think he went a bit too fast into that turn 1, and yeah. Hope Tom doesn't have damage. So Rejad losing a bit of pace. Yeah, Rejad losing a bit of pace behind No Jug. Now Stan looking to get the move done on Arjan. And Stan is on 9 laps old softs and looking pretty good. So how long can those soft last? Oh, and the poor exit for Arjan. And now Stan will go for a move, but can Tom join the party as well? A bit late though, but nice try. Now Michael's in the pits. Michael going for hards already. I think he's the first medium runners to go for a pit stop. And now Michael, who's on AI mode, getting passed by pretty much everyone. Now Lenikovsky with time penalty, and now I think Lenikovsky spun once again. Now Anza is DNFing. He's had enough of this racetrack. Now Tom side by side with Arjan. Nicely done. Lights flashing though for Tom. He's pretty low on the ERS. And so is Arjan. Well, 30%. So. Oh, and did Stan made a mistake? Oh, I think he did. Because he's struggling right now on those old softs. And pretty much everyone is spread out. So not a lot of fight, but there's still one going on between Arjan and Tom. And Arjan trying to get back his position. Now I think Lenikovsky is struggling. And Stan going for the medium compound. And now Lenikovsky once again spun. And Arjan will probably lose DRS to Tom. And Lenikovsky really struggling to finish his lap. Now Arjan going in the pits. Lenikovsky getting passed by his teammate. So Arjan came back on hards. And now FaZe is in the pits. Now Lenikovsky retired. Oh no. And Lenikovsky just bent it. Went straight in the wall. And he went straight into the wall. And safety car is out. So this will hurt FaZe Pantera, who just pitted for a fresh pair of hearts. And so did Tom. And Nojog as well. Or did they just came out of the pit? I think... Yeah, Arjan pitted. And FaZe pitted before, just before the safety car came out. But clearly... And there's a Ferrari going wide. I think that's Rejad. I just don't know if FaZe is gonna come back in front of Lenzi. Lenzi getting the tire switched. And this might be really close. Or not. FaZe will get his place back. But now Lenzi is on fresh mediums. And so is Rejad. Well, really sucks to get a safety car out, but at least this will get a group everyone back. But it's really weird because like Lenikovsky just went straight into the wall. When you have to turn left. And the wall is pretty far as well, so Unless you're going really fast and locking up. I mean, it's a bit sketchy, to be honest. So just gonna wait on everyone to group up. So everybody's bunched together. And poor Michael, who just went straight into AI mode at the start of the race, and safety car will go in this lap. Not racing today, bud. So, still not going, and now he's going. Joe going, and I think might have caught face napping, and now Lindsay is having a look at, oh, and a bit of chaos happening at the back. Rejat going really, really wide at turn 1. Side by side into turn 3. Have to be careful to give enough space. And still side by side between Arjan and Tom, and both going side by side into this corner. Not gonna make it. And Tom H spins. And now Stan might do a nice comeback. He's on mediums and has a chance. And now, oh, Face having a moment and lost the grip. And Lanzi and No Jog end up in front of him. So Lanzi has a good look at podium. and maybe even a win if you can get a good pace. And now there's yellow and Arjan's out, and safety car is back again, and terminal damage for Arjan, who lost it at turn 4. And I think that Tom will have to give that place back. No? Okay. Safety car is out. Oh yeah, that's what I said. Tom had to give back that place and didn't. But I think that due to Michael's AI, I mean, I don't think the AI would have go for the move. Well, to get that position back during a safety car. So I think this should get removed unless he serves it. And I think he will. I mean, he's not gonna lose any place, so. And Tom is going for softs. Alright. Just waiting on Tom. Might do, well, we will do another lap. So now Lindsay, if he can keep up with Joe, I think he has a good chance for P1. But Joe has a lot of space, yeah, around this track, so I don't think this will be an easy task for him. So everybody's bunched up. And I think that Tom will get another fight. Okay, no. He let Michael through. So the safety car will come in. It's up to Joe to restart a race. And away we go. Once again, and Lanzi was right behind was right behind Joe. And now Lanzi launching an attack on the outside, going for the switchback. And will he go for the outside? Yes, he will try it. But Joe is in front, and contact between Lanzi and Joe. And Lanzi ends up T-boning Joe. Oh, so unfortunate. Oh my god. Lanzi must feel terrible now. He was a bit too close. And Hammer having a moment. And might get passed by Tom, who's on soft. But yeah, like I was saying, he was a tiny bit too close at the at turn 2, at the exit of turn 2. It just ended up clipping him on the rear tire, and yeah. So FaZe is up in P1. No Jug is in P2, and now Tom H goes for a move on Hammers UK. And even though Michael was struggling during the quali, he's on the 3rd step of the podium. And there's a Mercedes struggling. Oh, and Joe spinning. No front wing. And Joe must be pissed. And do we have... Oh, we have VSC. So, VSC right now. And back to racing. And Hammers UK and Tom didn't waste any time. Now Stan is in the pits. Joe's in the pits as well, going for soft. Gonna try to get that extra point for the fastest lap. Yeah, that was really bad for both drivers. Joe and Lanzi were both looking at the podium, and yeah, and Tom now spinning. Stan picks up a 3-second time penalty. And Tom spins once again. So no fights going on. Only No Jog and Lanzi are in DRS range of somebody. And Tom H spun now. At turn 4. Now Hammers putting the pressure on Del Gizu. Joe with the fastest lap with the 1:18 flat. And Hammers made the move on Del Gizu, and I kind of missed it. Did he make a mistake? Now Lenzi is right behind Del Gizu. Now side by side, and I think Lanzi will stick to it, but Del Gizu still in the fight, right behind Lanzi. So now Lanzi can try to chase down Hammers UK in front of him. He has a penalty, of course. Let's go through those real quick. Penalties. So Hammers has a 3 second, Rejad 3, and Stan with 3 seconds. Now there's a yellow. That's Face Pantera, and Face Pantera's no front wing. So that will give P1 to No Jog and P2 to Michael if they can end the race without any issue. And really poor luck for FaZe. So FaZe will switch up to soft with 5 laps remaining in this race. And a really chaotic one, if I can say so. And Rijad is now chasing down Del Gizu on the same compound, but Rijad has fresher tires compared to Del Gizu. Good exit out of last corner for Rijad, and look how quick he's going. Taking back the line. And now, I think Tom has spawned once again. Yes, he has. And no jog now! No jog spawn! Giving P1 to Michael! Wow, what's happening? Could it be Michael's maiden win in Tier 1? And Lindsay is back on the podium with all this stuff happening. And Rijad made the move on Del Gizu earlier, so now he might be up to chase down Lanzi. And this blue flag giving Lanzi a nice help. And no jog DNFs in the pit lane. Why? He was in P6. I just don't understand why. And now FaZe and Stan are having a fight. And FaZe moves in front. And look at Rijad. Rijad is flying right now. He has a chance to get a podium into Tier 1. And Lanzi struggling with his pace at the moment. And now Rijad using DRS and ERS. Lanzi's light is flashing. And Rijad needs a good exit out of this corner. He's just gonna wait maybe a bit more. 3 laps to go. FaZe now with the fastest lap. So he will get that extra point at the end. And he's really close now. As a look on the inside, letting Lanzi know that he's right there, right behind him, waiting for Lanzi maybe to make a mistake. Now FaZe picks up a 3-second time penalty. And Rijad with a good exit out of the last corner and lifts off on purpose. Is he waiting for the last lap? If so, he will have to be pinpoint perfect and get at that exit spot on. And now Hammers UK is pushing to get into that second gap of Michael, but Hammers has a penalty, so he might win on track, but will fall down due to his penalties. Well, his penalty. Now Rijad, 5/10 behind. He will have to push a lot harder. If he wants to get onto the podium. He might have made a mistake in waiting because Lanzi recharged his battery just a bit, and Rijad has a moment, and like I said, he just wasted his chance by waiting on the last lap, and he had all the pressure, and yeah, lost the back end tiny bit. And now there's a yellow. That's Stan Spawn on the curb, on the exit curb. And now Michael knows that he has a podium, not pushing too much. And Hammers UK right behind him. Will he go for a move? And Hammers on the outside of Michael. Let's go on board with him for Michael's maiden win into Tier 1. Was struggling a lot in quali, but ends up on the highest step of the podium. Hammers UK with a brilliant drive comes in second place while the AI bumps each other. Lanzi rounds up the podium in a third place. And Rijad, who had a good chance, kind of misses opportunity, but ends up in P4. So solid race for him. And Rijad is my driver of the day, to be honest. So yeah, I'll give driver of the day to Rijad actually, because I mean he had a really good race, and I had a look at the podium, but didn't quite manage to get the job done. So yeah, Michael wins the Hungarian Grand Prix just in front of Hammers UK, who did a fantastic race as well. Comes in P2, Lanzi in P3. Rijad in P4. Delgizu comes in P5. Face Pantera drops to P6, unfortunately. Joe as well, unfortunate race for him, in P7. Stan in P8. Tom in P9. Michael in P10. Nojag DNF in P11. Arjan DNF in P12. Lenikovsky in P13. Anza in P14, and Sami Jensen in P15. So that's gonna be it for me today, and we'll catch you next weekend. Bye everyone.